Hi, friends. Welcome back to Still Becoming.
Powered by
Sham here,
Riverside FM.
and I'm really glad you're joining me today for a conversation that can feel a little prickly sometimes. Now, we've talked about discovering what you're truly good at, those invisible superpowers you possess. But even when we know our strengths, sometimes something often whispers about money, holding us back from fully embracing our potential or pursuing new dreams. Have you ever found yourself saying, I can't afford that? Or I wish I could quit my job, but I need the steady income. Or maybe you just feel overwhelmed every time you look at your bank account. Perhaps you've inherited certain beliefs about money that it's scarce, it's dirty, or that wealthy people are inherently greedy. These thoughts, whether conscious or subconscious, they shape our entire financial reality. If the very mention of money makes your stomach clench or fills you with a sense of dread or limitation, then this episode is for you. Today on Still Becoming, we're not just talking about budgets and spreadsheets. We're going deep into the money mindset overall. It's where practical steps meet emotional shifts and where we confront our financial fears head on so they stop holding us back from who we're still becoming. So often, when we talk about money, our minds immediately jump to the practical. We think, how much do we have? How much do we owe? And how do we invest? And while these numbers are absolutely important, they're only half the story. The other more powerful half is our money mindset. Our money mindset is essentially the sum of our beliefs, our feelings, and our attitudes about money. Think about it like a lens through which you view all financial matters. This lens is shaped by three things. One, childhood experiences. What did your parents say or do about money? Were they stressed by it? Did they save diligently? Were they generous or frugal? Two, societal influences. What messages do you receive from media, culture, and even social circles about wealth, poverty, and success? And three, past financial experiences. So, a bad investment, a period where you experience job loss, or even a sudden windfall, these events all leave imprints. These influences create a deeply ingrained narrative within us. So, for example, if you grew up in a household where money was a constant source of anxiety, you might subconsciously associate money with stress, even when you have enough. For me personally, my financial upbringing was shaped by a sense of poverty. There wasn't always enough money for basic necessities, and leisure activities were simply out of the question. Every dollar that my mom could put together went directly towards ensuring that we had the basic essentials. Now, that experience for me, it deeply ingrained certain beliefs about money's scarcity and the constant need to ensure survival. Now, this mindset isn't just a quirky personality trait, it profoundly impacts our financial behaviors. Morgan Housel points out in his book, The Psychology of Money, doing well with money has a little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. Our behavior around money isn't purely rational, it's driven by these deeply rooted psychological narratives. It dictates whether we save or we spend, whether we take calculated risk or we play it safe, whether we see opportunities or whether we see limitations. It's the internal programming that often dictates our external financial reality. And recognizing this is a crucial first step in any money mindset overall. Now, let's get a bit deeper into the emotional core of our money mindset. At its heart, many financial fears stem from either a scarcity mindset or a challenge in cultivating an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset is the belief that there's not enough to go around, not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough resources for everyone. If you operate from this place, you might find yourself constantly worrying about running out, even if your finances are stable. You may see yourself hoarding money or resources, even when it prevents growth or joy, feeling resentful of others' success, believing their gain is your loss, and struggling to invest in yourself or your dreams, always seeing the cost as depletion rather than an investment. You will also find yourself hesitating to ask for what you're worth out of fear of being rejected or being seen as greedy. For me, growing up with that profound sense of financial lack meant that my primary goal from childhood until now has always been to arrive at a solid place of financial stability. Now, this isn't just a vague wish for me. It specifically means owning a home, being able to comfortably pay all my bills without stress, and still having enough surplus to enjoy activities I truly enjoy, like traveling and experiencing the world. Now, this definition of stability directly counters that early scarcity mindset. This scarcity mindset can be deeply rooted in past experiences of genuine lack, but it can persist even when circumstances change. It's like living with an emotional debt that constantly whispers, be careful, it could all disappear. On the other hand, an abundance mindset is a belief that there's more than enough, more opportunities, there's more resources, and that creativity can always find a way to generate value. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or being reckless. It means that you see the possibilities even in the challenges. It means that you remain open to giving and receiving generously. You view expenses on growth or self care as investments and not just costs. And you also feel genuinely happy for others' success, understanding that their abundance doesn't diminish yours. The journey of still becoming financially secure isn't just about accumulating more money, though. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. This shift allows you to make decisions from a place of possibility and strength rather than fear and limitation. As financial psychology often points out, our emotions around money are rarely about the absolute amount, but about our perception of what that amount means for our security and our future. So, how do we actually do this money mindset overall? It's a powerful blend of practical steps and deep emotional work. It will not be a quick fix, but it is incredibly transformative. So, on the practical side, the doing side, we will look at these four steps. One, conscious spending and tracking. Start by simply knowing where your money goes. So, no judgment about how you spend your money, but just being aware. Use an app, use a spreadsheet, or even a notebook. Seeing the numbers in black and white can reduce anxiety because it makes the invisible tangible. You can control what you don't track. This aligns with the idea of financial literacy as empowerment, making the abstract concrete. Two, define your enough. What does enough truly mean for you? Not what society dictates. Is it paying your bills, having an emergency fund, or investing in a specific dream? As I shared for me, enough really means owning a home, comfortably paying my bills, and still having funds for travel and enjoyment. When you define your personal enough, the pressure to constantly strive for more often reduces, creating space for peace. Now, this would tap into the concept of satisfying, finding good enough, rather than constantly pursuing optimization, which can really be exhausting. Three, automate savings and investments. So the first thing you want to do is pay yourself first. Even a small, consistent amount automatically transferred to a savings or investment account builds momentum and reinforces a positive habit, which directly combats a scarcity mindset. This leverages the power of behavioral economics, making the right choice the easiest choice. Four, create what we call a freedom fund or a becoming fund. Now, this is a specific pot of money dedicated to what allows you to pursue your still becoming, whether it's a course, a business venture, a career pivot, or just financial security to take a breather. Giving your money a purpose tied to your growth makes saving feel empowering, not restrictive. This connects to value based spending, where your money serves your deepest goals. Now, on the flip side of this, which is the emotional side, the being, we will look at four things. One, identify your money story. Get curious about it. Look at what your earliest memories and beliefs about money were. Was it a source of joy, stress, comfort, or shame? Write them down. Simply identifying these foundational narratives is incredibly powerful. As therapists and financial coaches often know, unearthing these early scripts is crucial for rewriting them. Two, challenge limiting beliefs. Once you identify a negative money belief, for example, money is hard to earn, I'm not good with money, challenge it. Ask, is this truly factual or is it just a belief I've inherited? What evidence do I have to the contrary? What would I believe if this wasn't true? This is the essence of cognitive restructuring, which is a powerful psychological tool. Three, practice gratitude and celebration. Actively acknowledge the money you do have, no matter how small. Celebrate your financial wins, even the small ones, paying a bill on time, resisting an impulse buy. Now, this will shift your focus from lack to appreciation. This taps into positive psychology and retraining your brain to focus on abundance. Four, visualize abundance and future self. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing what financial ease feels like. How would you spend your time? How would you feel? This isn't about manifesting magically, but about priming your subconscious to recognize opportunities aligned with an abundant future and connecting with your desired future self. Five, reframe spending and investing. Instead of thinking, I'm spending money on this new skill, reframe it as I'm spending in my future capabilities. This slight shift in language can transform your emotional relationship with money, moving away from loss aversion, which is the tendency to feel the pain of a loss more strongly than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. Remember, this overall is a continuous process. There'll be good days and there'll also be challenging times. But each step you take to understand and shift your money mindset is a profound investment in your journey of still becoming. It's important to acknowledge that for many of us, our money mindset isn't just personal, it's often generational. We might carry the financial anxieties or restrictive beliefs passed down from our parents or grandparents, particularly if they experience periods of scarcity or economic hardship. Now, these aren't necessarily bad beliefs, they were often survival mechanisms born out of their own circumstances. Now, as Hauser stated, your personal experiences with money make up maybe 0.00000001% of what's happened in the world, but 80% of how you think the world works. So our inherited stories often feel like universal truths. Now, my own journey from a childhood where basic essentials were a constant struggle to actively pursuing stability and leisure is precisely an act of breaking a generational cycle. Now, you don't have to perpetuate a scarcity mindset just because it was modeled for you. Your journey of understanding and transforming your relationship with money isn't just for you, it's for your future self and potentially for your future generations. You can be the one who starts a new legacy, one rooted in financial literacy, conscious spending, and an abundant mindset. This is a profound act of still becoming, not just for your individual self, but for the collective well being of those you care about. By doing this work, you're not just changing your bank account, you're changing a family narrative. Ultimately, mastering your money mindset isn't about becoming a millionaire overnight, though, or even about accumulating vast wealth. It's about cultivating a sense of financial peace and quiet confidence. It's the ability to make choices from a place of clarity rather than fear or panic. This piece provides a crucial foundation for your journey of still becoming. When you're not constantly battling internal financial anxieties, you free up mental and emotional energy to pursue your passions, to explore new career paths, to invest in your personal growth, and to truly engage with the invisible superpowers we discussed in the last episode. Now, it allows you to take calculated risks that feel exciting rather than terrifying. Think of it as creating a strong, stable launchpad from which you truly explore who you're meant to be without the constant drag of financial worry. This quiet confidence allows you to show up more authentically in all areas of your life. So, friends, confronting our financial fears isn't about magical solutions. It's about compassionate awareness, consistent effort, and a willingness to just challenge deeply ingrained beliefs. It's about moving from a place of emotional reactivity to one of intentional action. Your money mindset shapes your daily decisions, your long term goals, and ultimately your ability to fully step into who you are still becoming. When you start to align your money with your values and your vision, true freedom begins to emerge. It's not just about having more money, it's about feeling more empowered, more secured, and more capable of pursuing your authentic path. I encourage you to pick just one practical step and one emotional reflection from today's toolkit to try this week. Even a small shift can create a ripple effect. Next time, we'll take all this self awareness, your strengths, your evolving money mindset, and start looking at how to make bigger shifts, perhaps even confronting the idea of a career pivot. Because once you understand your worth and begin to master your mindset around money, incredible possibilities open up. If this conversation resonated, or if a particular insight hit home, please consider sharing this episode with someone who might also be grappling with their financial fears. Your recommendation could be the very spark they need. As always, I welcome your questions. You can submit them anonymously if you prefer. Before you go, let me know your thoughts on this question. Which feeling about money do you struggle with most often? Is it anxiety about having enough? Guilt over spending money? Or is it a fear of making financial mistakes? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this question. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining. Have a good one.